Okay, so here goes our first attempt at homemade drawing drawing video. Okay, so here we are, sketchbook with the notes and a nice sharp pencil, as you can see. And what am I going to draw? Just what's in front of me, I don't know. I'm going to draw this pot over here. See that pot over there? So how can I do this both together? I can, oops, I lean right back, but then I look at the screen but I can't see. Oh, there we are. So let's see if I can see. So let's have a look at this pot. So where am I going to place this pot? I've got this. Am I going to deal with the? Oh, look, there's a vertical there, and there's a vertical. Oops, there. And I'm going to. There's a bit of a. I haven't got to the pot yet. Here's a little bit of. Here's on that side is this serrated edge here. So, and then there's a bit of tabletop. And on the other side of the tabletop, because it's a curved table. I see this little curved table, and so there's look at this. He's like a little face, isn't he? He's got a little sort of a little mouth here. And then when I get down to the bottom here, there's also a bit of shadow, isn't there? There's a bit of shadow running around here. Oops, you can't see the drawing. I've got to hold it. I'm doing this I'm doing this all as a solo thing, so I have to see the drawing and the. So there's that's the little mouth I was looking at just now. Look at that. So you can see it in the camera. So and then up. So this is the shadow is going. I did a look at the shadow there. So that is, and I'm looking at the little space here between the shadow and the. Look at that. And this is the more or less the angle of the pot. Well, maybe not quite that much. Anyway, there's sort of a. So just check the angle of it, and that's related. I've got this little chupy here. This little curve here is related to that, and this is related to the table behind. And so. And then here's the lip, the mouth, the neck of the pot. How's that? And then that sits. When I look at it, it's tricky. This is kind of quite interesting. So I'm looking at the screen, and there's this chewy business here. Another little gap there. There's a texture. Oops. There's that. The chair appears to me when I lean back a bit there, but do I care about that? I don't think I do too much, but anyway, but that sets it off. So there's the top of the table here, and there's a tone on this chair, which we're kind of like bringing in a little bit. There's an edge to the chair, oopsie, and then there's a little gap, there's a space here. Now you can't see this. Oops! Where's the space? There's the space. In there. And here, it's tricky moving it backwards and forwards. So there's a little mouth there, and then also holding the iPad is getting a little bit. It's getting a bit heavy. Anyway, and then a little bit of tone here. There's a tone on the neck. Oopsie. And there's a tone around here against this wall here, which is and the whole pot, of course, is dark. And then hits the ground here. So there's a connection here with the table. Now, of course, let's make more of that. Let's make more of this. Am I going to be accurate with all these tones? I don't know if I am. Well, I have a little go. Now I've started, I have to carry on. So here we are. And then this edge here is is a quite interesting edge. So this, and then here, on this side here, oops, let's go back to where we were. On that side there, you have this, the light is catching there, and so here, the wall contrasts against the light of the edge of the pot, and there's it makes a little sort of moon shape, is it? And this tone comes down here, and then oops, it's darkening. Oh, dark. Let me just check on both things here. And let's have a look at that. How that bellies out. This bellies out here against the space behind. I'm going to need 3 eyes here. One on the camera to keep one on the drawing, and one on the what I am drawing. And then that sort of, and I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look from this side now at the shape of that space, the space here. And so I'm going to draw that. I'm going to try and draw that. It changes a little bit, and it goes a little bit more up when I do it that way around. And then that's sort of like we're going to adjust that up there. So this becomes the what's in the picture. I can't see. There we are. That's going to go like that, and this is like that. And then here, I quite like this little sort of bit on the wall there. So the way that the table, and this table's got there's several bits of light coming on here. There's an artificial light casting this shadow here, which is now relative to what we had before, is different. And then there's a light from the window which comes right across this, right across here. And then, so what I'm looking at is a drawing of a pot with a, well, I got that, no, that look of a sort of slightly, what is it, like slightly, is it cheesed off or angry? I don't know. Anyway, it goes. There's a bit of light on that. Am I getting that look? I'm getting a look anyway. All right. I think no. Let me look at the drawing. Let me look at the drawing. What does the drawing need? The drawing needs a bit of action up here, I feel. When I look at it, when I move my point of view, of course, then the table changes its point of view. You know, so one thing about doing something on screen and doing something in real life is that you don't feel the space, you don't feel the depth behind it. You feel a shake in the camera, that's for sure. Anyway, I don't know if I've got any volume here. I don't think I've recorded that at all. All right then, let's stop for the moment. There's the drawing. Could be a bit crisper up here. Could be a bit crisper up here. Oh, can't see. It's behind the camera. All right, let's leave it at that for the moment. Okay, now I stand back from it. You can see there's a couple of things that occur to me when I look at it. Is that the shadow, there's this shadow here, it reminds me of a water lily leaf, you know, that sort of looks rather nice, isn't it? But what I really didn't do, look at that angle there, look at this angle here. Look, I've really straightened it up. It's a common fault, everybody does it. You know, everybody wants to make things, more vertical and more horizontal. You know, I don't know how this table works. I mean, what's that angle of the table? That's not too bad. but this is really much thinner than the pot is round and bulbous, and so that lovely. If we look at the two things to look at here is the space around the object is butting into, if you like, and there's the shape of the object. So we can switch backwards and forwards. And if you look at this line here, we look at the line as the pot. We can't help but see the pot. But when we look at this, when we look at it from the space size, then that lovely arabesque, that lovely sort of curve there, comes much more into shape. Perhaps I should do it from this side, so you can kind of see it from kind of going from there. And if you compare it to my drawing, well, it's just hasn't got that nice deliciousness of that kind of that. Oops, I can't. I'm trying to reach. See, I'm doing one-handed now. I'm looking. This here. That should come right out here. And so, should we do a little bit of adjusting? Okay. Just for this sake, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. If I can find the angle where we are, and then I've got to look at the drawing. Forget I've got to hold the camera here, and then let's see. And that's got to come right out here. Oops, right out. Let's do that. Let's do that. And also, it's tilting. I mean, the pot is tilting over this way. It's falling over that way. But I don't care about that. But what I do care about is this. Is the way that the richness of that curve is being. And as I said, when I look at that, it's just like a water lily leaf. The way it has a sort of little dip in that as well. So I'm just jumped from one thing to another. Now the reason I jump from one thing to another is like every time I look up, my eye goes to another spot. I can sometimes direct it, but sometimes if I don't direct it, it'll just go to wherever it takes me. So I'm back down here again, looking at this dark. I keep saying that. But anyway, this. Now I'm going to go back to. So we'll have to live with that because I think the mouth is this little toothless, this kind of like two-toothed mouth is sort of works. That works okay, but now it's a little bit better now. It's a little bit better. Oops. Let's see if we can get that. See if I can get that. There we are. There's that angle. There's that angle. So it's going to come up there, and we're going to. There's a little bit. So again, there's a little bit more adjustment here, and this. So it's, this shadow is. The light falls here, and then we're going to have to extend this again. Oops, it's a bit more rounded. And then it comes up to, again, we're moving up the neck up again. So we've got two things here. We've got we've got the picture, and B, we've got the object which we're drawing. So they're both. So, and that. Okay, I'm concentrating on. So, trying to get that nice. Ooh. And I did say about getting this little edge, this top, the mouth of the pot a little crisper. Just going to just touch it, touch, little touch there, and then here we are. This is kind of. Now I want to get this wall coming into play. Again, a bit more, and then it dissolves. The lip sort of dissolves into the wall here. That contrast, and then there's a little bit of contrast at the top. So, do we want? I mean, I'm just. So it's just. How are we doing? Can't say for time. How are we doing for the drawing? Oh, so I'm bringing back this edge a bit here. This broken edge. It's like a. Oh, so how can we get both? We keep both things in the picture. Anyway, he's got a face now. He's got a definite expression. This little drawing. Let's have a look at the drawing from up here. So he's is he? He's locked in. It's a lock-in drawing. He's kind of like looking out the window. Don't get too angry. Stay calm, as they say. And on we go. And thank you very much. Let's send that.